This is the Mythical Woods by Carl TG. It's 333.16 megabytes to download. Description says, welcome to the Mythical Woods. This is a fictional map where there is mythical things happening on the map, and there is some white orbs that you can collect that are floating in some random areas on the map at night. The map features about 5 sell points, all in-game products are sellable, and Platinum Edition field types also. It says PS for Platinum Edition field types, the DLC is required. 7 fields for any sort of farming, a bunch of forest and empty land for forestry and building. Some trees are by PixelFarms and Oscar 8599. A village where you can mow people's lawns, some people walking in the old village. In winter you can plough snow in the roads. There's 8 collectibles that you can find only at night time, that's the orbs. A sheep farm with custom buildings. There's new field types that can be used in many productions built into the map. There's a mine where you can dig up new materials like coal, gravel, clay, etc. And they put, hope you enjoy the map and look out for those white orbs at night. So let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes, and this is the map. So there's not a great deal on here. It's a sort of build as you go kind of map. There's a few fields as it mentions, a couple of sell points, things like that. But I'm in new farmer mode. We actually start off down here by Hindra. And in new farmer mode, what you get is those 2 plots of land. They actually come as one, though, just over 90 grand. Up here we get a field, a little bit of forestry, a sheep pen, a silo and some sheds with our equipment. And then down here we've got this little chunk here which has got our farmhouse on and a few more trees in and around it as well. That's about it. Now you can buy the whole map. There was a few areas where I was thinking, oh, I wonder if things show up like over here and up here, etc. But I bought the whole map and nothing else shows up. So what you see now is actually it. That's what you get. There is a train on here. It runs across the map like that. It goes off to sell at Elm Creek, which is nice. There is a railroad silo, rent a train, etc. down there, which we'll see as we go around. Now, in terms of the other plots, they are going to vary, obviously, as you can imagine, because some are bigger than others and some do different things to others, i.e. having more trees on and having the mine, etc. like that. So this big chunk down here, 709 grand. We've got other fields, 11 grand. This plot here, I will show you that plot because I don't know whether it is meant to show up as having something there or not, but you will see and understand what I mean when we get around there. 29 grand. Big plots of forestry, 388 grand. 250. The mine is up here, which we are going to check out at the end. We'll finish the tour there. 365 grand just over for that, which is fine. There's a cool little sort of marsh, boggy marsh bit there. That's what that sort of bit there is. It's water basically. That's pretty cool. We'll check that out. 661 for that plot. You can buy where all the sell points are. They do come as sort of one chunk, so as you can see those 3 light up because that is pretty much it. 64 grand on the nose for them. I think that's all we really need to see in that menu. If we scroll through here, there is 8 collectibles as it says in the description. They are the white orbs. I'm going to show you a little clip of that in a moment. I will warn you though in case you don't want to see it. Productions as well, don't start off with any at the moment. There is only 1 on the map at the moment as well. I'll talk a bit about that in a moment and show you something else as well in a moment. There is contracts available on the fields we don't own. Obviously there's not many and they're not huge, so they're not going to be very big at paying out. No animals of yet, but we do have the sheep barn. There's our vehicles. Prices, if we stay in this menu, as you can see, Elm Creek and Storage Bay, that is pretty much going to be your main sell points. There is one more, which is a sawmill. There's a sawmill on here. It's not a production, it's just a sell point. You can sell wood chips there, wood, and I think straw. Yes, that's it. But if we scroll all the way down the bottom, as it says in the description, we do have all of these. So starting from at the top, we've got asphalt, coal, limestone, dirt, gravel, sand, iron, cement, stone powder, gold, bricks, crude oil, clay. Now some of those can be retrieved from the mine, which we will see a bit later, and some you can produce. In fact, pretty much everything you see on that list you can actually produce with factories, and I'll show you in a second. But there is a little bits and bobs should I say, up at the mine, which again come more clearer. I'm waffling on and not making sense, I know, but there is things we can grab from the mine like gravel, dirt, etc. But you can also produce those, and you'll see what I'm not explaining very well in a moment. There's no custom crops, and that's about it for that menu. We'll go through slot counts and mods because there is a couple of mods added in. We will do slot counts now first. Now, new farmer mode, which is obviously what I'm in, it is 778 slots. You do start off with the same equipment in all three modes, but in Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, the slot count is 708. You don't start off with any land, and there is also no buildings. So the farmhouse, the sheds and the silo up at our starting farm, they are not there, which is a little bit odd, and I'll show you that when we get up there as well, why it's a bit odd. But yes, slot counts, let's get on with it. I do start off with 3 medium tractors, which is pretty cool. So like I say, 778, you can see at the top there in new farmer mode. We've got McCormick, Fendt and Massey Ferguson, but you do get this equipment in all three modes. Deutsche Fire Harvester, we've got the Mahindra, and we've got a Rudolph trailer. Now if I let the symbol scroll across, you will see all of those extra ones that have been added in, so they will go on trailers. They will be able to be taken by buckets on wheel loaders, front loaders and things like that. Oh, I don't want to sell that. We've got a header for your harvester, we've got a power harrow, a seeder, a mower, a tedder, a windrower, a forage wagon, loading wagon, header trailer, and then one weight like so. Now you can sell off all of that equipment if you want. It drops the slot count down to 647. Potential to get the slot count down even more because you can sell off the sheds up at the farm if you're in new farmer mode, that is, and your farmhouse, etc. And that's obviously reason why Farm Manager and Start from Scratch is slightly lower, because none of those buildings are there. So that is that. If we go into this mode, we will look at the mods that have been added in. So sheds, there is one shed, but we do have two of those up at the farm. You'll see, nice shed like so. Silos at the end has been added in, 500,000 litre capacity. We do have that at the farm. That is not a multi-fruit though, it will only take standard crop types, which again is a little bit disappointing. Only 65 grand though, so not going to break the bank. And then if we go to farmhouse, we've got that log cabin there, which I'm not going to show you yet because you'll see that in a second. And then if we go up to production and factories and scroll to the end, we do have these four at the end. So like I said earlier, you can produce some of those things that I showed you, or pretty much all of those things that I showed you. So we've got a cement and asphalt factory, crude oil production, gold production, and a brick factory. Now I'm quickly going to show you a clip because I placed all these down earlier just so you can see what ingredients they take, because I wasn't going to show you, I was just going to show you from this menu, but the crude oil one's pretty interesting, so I will show you that clip now. Right, I've placed down all of those factories. So the stone factory is the one that is already on the map. Then we've got the cement and asphalt factory, so we can make either of those, and you've got the ingredients there. So sand, lime, stone powder and diesel. For your cement. Asphalt is gravel, sand and diesel. And then moving on to the crude oil, you can either produce crude oil with sand and water or just water itself. And interestingly enough, you get the same amount of crude oil and the cycles per month is the same. So just use water for that one, I think. Gold, you're going to need water, dirt and coal. And then the brick factory, you're going to need water, clay and sand. That's how you produce your bricks. Right, so that is it for that. One other thing I'm going to quickly show you as well. I'm going to show you an example of the orbs that you can collect. So if you don't want to see that, shut your eyes, keep your ears open, because I'll tell you when you can come back in. But I'll show you another clip. They are pretty easy to spot when it gets dark, because obviously they glow up. So here's an example of that as well. Very nice indeed. You can come back in now if you didn't want to watch that, and we will crack on. There's not going to be any more surprises. We will just get round. So I'm going to grab the Mahindra. I'm really not a fan of driving this because I always find if I drive too fast and I slightly touch the wheel, I end up skidding out. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen on this map tour, but it probably will. But anyway, in behind us in the trees here, so like I say, most of these trees in front of us are ours, so we can chop them down. Pretty nice area though, nice and secluded. Very cool mod this as well, I like this. But we can go in, and we've got a sleep trigger just there, wardrobe function there, like so. We can turn on the fire if we wish to, which is pretty nifty. And there is some lights over here as well we can turn on, like so. So nice mod that. That's your farmhouse, separate from the farm. So some people might not be too keen on that, so obviously you can sell it and then move it up at the farm and then do something with this area, because obviously you're still going to own that area. But we will whiz out of here and get onto a bit more of a better track, and then we're heading down to sort of that area you can see over there with the big buildings. And this is going to be our railroad silo. So you can obviously load up, unload via the road, which is this side. So tipping in there to load up the train if you want to, or if you want to store things and unload there. And if we run around the back, we've got a rent a train point like there, and then unloading and loading up via the trains just there. Like I say, the train does whiz across the map like so. Now, to make up for the silo at the farm not being multi-fruit, this Mahindra will hold things. So if I pull up into here underneath, you will see this is multi-fruit, and it will take asphalt, sand, all those extra ones. So we have got the option to store those on the map if you want to. So it's not a complete disaster in that sort of sense, which is nice. I'm pretty sure if you put down a multi-fruit silo, you probably find that they will be able to fit into that as well. So it's not a deal breaker. Pretty cool map though, I like it. I've only really found one issue, and I'm going to show you that when we get there, and that's up at the mine, so that'll be at the very end. Now here's the sawmill, which like I said earlier is only a sell point. So your selling wood is going to be in this big zone there, and with that exclamation mark. Selling straw and wood chips is going to be over into this area like so. Just a sell point. I'm just gonna, there's the train, whiz across there and join this track, because it does loop round and then go over the train tracks like so. and then we're going to head back towards the railroad silo, because on the other side of the tracks we've got a couple of sale points there, or a sale point and the animal dealer, shall I say. So we'll try and go without skidding out. First of all, we've got the shop area, but on the right there we've got a fuel point, so those little pumps there, that's where you can grab fuel from. Got a workshop trigger, your shop menu, your reset points roughly all over that side, so you get all your machines and that reset down to here. Around this side, where are we? This side, yeah. We've got the animal dealer there, so your dialogue box is just there, and then over here we've got a sale point, and that is a storage bay. Now I'm going to take you out this way. I wasn't going to do that, it was going to be a lot shorter, this map tour, but I thought I will show you. And we're going to head out through the forest and up to that area where I thought something was going to show up once I bought the area, but it didn't, so I thought I would just show you. So whether that is meant to show up, I'm not sure. It could just be decorative, but I'll kind of let you be the judge of that as well. Me personally, I think it would be very good if it did show up, that you could buy it and use it, because it would kind of give you the option to have a second farm or to do a bit of multiplayer on here. I mean, there's no nothing stopping you from doing multiplayer on here, because there's plenty of space and options where you can set up other farms for your friends, etc. And there we see it in the distance. Like I say, it could just be decorative. I did buy the plot of land and nothing showed up. I couldn't go in any of these barns. The one on the right, that's obviously the barn we've seen on many maps. But there is a silo here, and it's pretty much the same one as at the main farm. So I was just wondering, is it meant to show up? I don't know. And there's a little field at the back as well which comes with that plot. Maybe it will in the future, who knows. But anyway, we are going to head to our farm now, so we can get to it from this track. Obviously there's no traffic on here, but you do see some people walking around, which we'll see in a moment. That field is not ours, but we can obviously purchase it. And this is our farm in new farmer mode. So I will stop just there, and we will run back and start from here. So you can see our equipment in and around. There's our silo, like I say, not a multi-fruit. We've got two of those sheds that we saw with our equipment in, and then we've got the sheep pen just there. We've got a feed trigger just there, dialogue box, 25 sheep, they're obviously going to appear out there. There is gates there, he says, there we go, if you wish to use them. Your wall's going to appear around the side here. You can sell all that off, sell the buildings off, sell the silo off. Now if you sell them off, you're going to be left with all this decorations and things like this, these oil drums, all this junk around the back. That ladder stays there like that, so it's literally suspended in mid-air. Now I did make a boo-boo earlier by saying if you come on here in Farm Manager and start from scratch, these buildings aren't here. I don't know why, because it's a bit weird. I shouldn't have said that, because I was thinking that all this junk is still here and that ladder's there, but it's not. If you come on here in those two modes, it is completely clear. There's none of this here, so forgive me for saying that. But if you do sell them off in new farmer mode, you will be left with all this junk, so just be wary of that. Right, moving on from there, we are going to visit the only production that is on the map at the moment. Let me just get my bearings. So yeah, we're here. Yeah, I need to go that way. We're going over to the stone factory. So we turn left there. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool map. It's not completely flat, so you could have some challenging areas, especially when putting down placeables, but then I guess it's your choice to pick the good plots where you want to place things down and clear the trees, etc. It's a little bit tricky around those junctions because you're not quite sure which turn to take. Right, here's the stone factory. So your unloading is just there. That's where we can buy it from. That's where we tip in. I can't remember if I showed you this in the clip or I just dismissed this one and went on to the others. But we'll buy it, we can afford it. And if I go into there, it's a crusher. So as you can see, wow, that's a lot, isn't it? Oh no, that's just the top. So stones, diesel and water, and then this is the one where you can produce all the others. So if you haven't got the mine or you don't want to buy it, you can produce all of these things here. And I think pretty much all of those are up at the mine, which you'll see at the moment. So yeah, there we go, that's that one. Right, we'll jump back in to the Mahindra and we'll head on up to the mine and that will be us done. So pretty much go back the way we came in. I could cut across the grass, but we will follow the tracks because that's what they're there for. I think I need to go that way. Just about see on the mini map. I will quickly show you if I remember to stop that sort of marsh area. Now on our left coming up we've got this placeable area which you can see on the map. So not completely flat but pretty good. There's a watchtower up there as well, which you can just about see on the map as well. And then we'll head on up. Just easing off the throttle a little bit before we have any mishaps right at the end. Probably normally happens. So that's part of the mine. You can just see some of the things appearing in the field of vision there, and you can probably just about see that water through there, which I think looks very cool. We'll go into landscape mode and go in there. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Kind of like a marshy, swampy area, isn't it? Right, your main sort of entrance to get into the mine is up here and to the right. Now this is where I found, well, the only issue really, I haven't obviously been into all other areas like up round there and check things, but this I found, so it will need a fix. At first I thought it was because I didn't buy the land, but I did come out and buy the land in the end. So I'm going to go into landscape mode first so you can see what's down here. So I'm not quite sure what that one is first, but there you go. We've got all different types there, so you will need to be careful, I think, when you are loading them up, that you don't get too close and it sort of cancels the other one out and you lose a bit, etc. like that, if you know what I mean. Now this is what I found. If we drive in, this one here doesn't have a collision on it, which is a little bit weird. Now if I can aim for that gap there, that'll do me. All the others have got a collision on, so I did test it. I thought, right, there's got to be something wrong there. So I've got a tractor with a front loader come down here. Nothing for this like orangey copper looking one, but these ones I did pick all these up. But definitely needs a fix on this. There's no collision on that wall. If you do that, for some reason it puts your head down into the seat. But that's it. So definitely needs sorting out there. That hasn't got any collision on it. You can't pick those ones up. But that is the map, guys. The Mythical Woods by Carl T.G. So we basically started off here. We went back to the farmhouse. We came down, did that bit. We went up Sawmill, round the loopy, checked those out. We went up here and round, all the way up into this area, back into our farm, come down, did the stone factory, and then we come up past the placeable area and into the mine. That's pretty much it. So I haven't ventured out this way, but I'm guessing it's just going to be sort of grassy areas with lots of trees and things like that. This area looks quite cool. It does go up sort of elevation as you go up round like that. It raises up, which is nice. Oh, I didn't show you the little village, did I? I'm going to show you that quick in landscaping mode. I was meant to drive up there. I do apologise. That's me getting too excited again. I do find that I've got a little bit rusty with my map tours, where I haven't been able to do as many as I'd hoped. So that's probably why. But you can drive up through here, and that's the bit that I'm talking about. It raises up, as you can see. Got the cliff sort of edge there. We've come up here, you've got sort of a bit of construction going on. There is people walking around as well. So this is like this sort of little village area, houses. Whether you can actually mow these gardens, I guess you probably can, but I haven't tried it. But it's just a few houses up here with greenhouses, etc. Like so. Pretty cool. There you go, guys. That's it. I hope you have enjoyed the map tour. If you have, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That'd be awesome. And don't forget to smash the bell so you don't miss any future videos I post. I've been Farm Sim Snubby. Stay frosty.